Hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to talk about important Linux commands that every developer should know. So nowadays, especially if you are a backend developer, then it is expected from you that you should know some DevOps related tasks as well. For example, you should be in a position to log into remote server, check some files, maybe change the permission, maybe debug some logs, and see whether like what is the issue. Maybe you can do some proactive work there. If there is issue with the CI/CD deployment pipeline and all sort of thing, you can check the logs, and accordingly, if you need to perform some activity, maybe creating a file, maybe doing something more, for example checking the memories and CPU utilization and all sort of thing. So these days most of the application are deployed on the Linux server, so all this activity that I just mentioned before, all these activities you can do with the Linux command. And especially if you're using Ubuntu system desktop, then those people, they are kind of aware about this day-to-day activity, like because they use this command frequently. But if you're from the Windows and let's say Mac OS user, then these things we don't use every day. We use like a desktop and yeah, copying the file, moving the file here and there, and etc. So so my goal in this video is to list out all the important command, and we will also see the live demo, whether what exactly these commands are doing, in what situation we should be using them, what are the precaution. For example, in case we would like to delete a file, then what command we should be running, so we will not accidentally delete some files which is absolutely necessary to running the process and everything. So just for the simplicity, I have this page created for you guys, and here I have listed down like different commands in different category. So first category, like you can see here, we have this lscd, and yeah, creating a directory, removing files, copying files, moving files, and etc. So this kind of basic, any kind of junior developer, they actually knows this by heart, because this is mostly they use a lot in their day-to-day activity. Second command, especially if you are checking the logs on server, then these commands is super helpful, especially this tail command. So it will display the last 10 lines of inside a file, so you will get the latest logs in the terminal, and you can read the files. Rather, if you use the cat command, then it will display everything. Don't worry if you have not seen all these commands before. I will go through them one by one, and this tutorial, this video is for for the people who are absolutely new, as well as people who are already working in this Linux environment. So it doesn't matter previously if you have experience or not. Anyway, we are going to see them one by one. Another very important command is the process command. So especially when you are running, when you are debugging some container or maybe some server or something, it will list out the processes, and accordingly you can see like what processes are consuming more memories, or do you need to terminate a process. And yeah, several times if you are not able to kill the process, then you can like minus -9 is basically forcing a process to kill. And these all commands are basically to check the process, monitor the process, and kill the process based on PID or name. So you will use this sort of thing. Search and find command is again super helpful in case if you are looking for a particular file. For example, if you log into a Docker container, then probably you need, if you don't know where the Docker file is, it is possible that it is somewhere inside the app folder or something. Then you can simply run this find command, and it will show you where exactly the file that you are looking for, and accordingly you can debug or take a look inside the file, what are the steps are there, and also sort of thing. Locate command is not in default, so you need to install this locate command separately. So yeah, there is another command called tree, which will give you the all files and folders in a tree structure format. So that is also very helpful to visualize where exactly the different files are located. So again, this is not coming by default, you need to install this tree command as well. But this find and grep command is like super helpful, and these are basic command that is already available in bash. Permission and ownership, again many times it happens, some file application is not able to read some files because of the permission issue. Maybe that file is not executable, maybe the owner is different, and all sort of thing. If you'd like to restrict the file to so that other users cannot access those files, so these command and permissions will help you to understand all those problems. Archives and compression, so this is also very much needed. For example, if you are downloading some software or something, you need to unzip it in your Linux environment. So if you are coming from Windows or Mac OS, then it's quite easy, you just double click or maybe right click. But here you have to do things a little bit differently through the command line. So zip and unzip, it's pretty simple. But tar is it's basically the cross platform thing. And okay, zip is cross platform, and tar is something like it's a, I think it's only in the Linux platform environment. So you can create a tar file, like zip file, archive file, or you can extract them, all sort of thing. So these commands you will use for that purpose. For system information and to check all the CPU utilization, memory, you need to run all these commands. That is also needed sometimes, but mostly, yeah, this sometimes this is also needed, good to know. Networking, definitely every developer should be able to understand what are the important networking commands are. What is the IP? The ping is again very helpful in if you are trying to access some remote server, then ping command is really important, because you can see the connectivity from your local computer or system to another server or virtual machine. Curl command, every developer is already aware about it most of the time, because all the HTTP, if you do like curl minus hyphen x, then the communication is going through HTTP, and this is again you have to know. wget is to download a file. So several times it happens, when you try to install something, you need to download from the official website, and wget command will help you to do that. Netstat, so open ports on different for the application, and accordingly you can take action. If some port you would like to free, then you can, yeah, you can kill those processes and those ports will be free. Git is definitely, it's not related to Linux, because Git is something different. It is every developer is already aware about this, because this is what you use for day-to-day activity. I will create a separate video for Git command. The focus in this video is only to go through the native Linux commands. But I will just give you the short introduction about Git. Git add files. This will add a file to you so that you can commit afterwards. And then when you push, the changes will be reflected to the remote server. When you pull, then you are pulling the commits or the file changes from remote server to your local machine. And yeah, Git status is something, it will show you what exactly your current Git status, like in what repository you are in currently, and all sort of thing. There is also vim command, that is vim editor to be precise, that is also used to write inside a file, and all such things. So in server you don't have access to, let's say, user interface, you need to do everything on the terminal. So For example, if there is some file and some text file or something that you would like to let's say modify, you can use Vim editor, and it will give you the whole like a terminal. It will open a terminal where you can go inside the insert mode and you can write something, and then you can save and come out, and accordingly it will change will be reflected. So let's see one by one. I'm using MacBook, so I have installed something called multipass, and that is here. Here you can see I'm using multipass, so it's very easy to install. You can use like a brew and then install multipass. If you are using Windows, then you can use WSL. It's pretty straightforward. And if you are coming from the Ubuntu or Linux background, then you have by default the terminal. You don't have to worry about it installing any additional software or something. But in my case, I have this multipass and I'm in this terminal. So in order to follow this tutorial along with me, you need this terminal. So it's up to you how you get this terminal. If you don't have any other option, then you can also use like cloud, and there you can run a virtual machine, and then you can connect to virtual machine, and again you can and that virtual machine should be of image Ubuntu, and you will have the same kind of structure and terminal available to follow all these commands. So the very first command that you should know is ls command. Right now I'm in my home directory. So by the way, this is how you will see at what location you are currently in your system. So right now I'm in Ubuntu. I logged in as an Ubuntu user, and it is inside a home directory. So this is my location. Like I said, ls command will list out the file, and these two files I have created. One is folder, another one is file. This is like a bit just dummy data, and here you cannot see the details. To see the details, you need to give -l, and it will list out the permissions, the hyperlink available for this folder, and then the owner of this file or folder or directory, and the group, and it also gives you the size in byte, and when this file was created. So it was created today, and this, like, whether it's a directory. So if it is a directory, you will see D here, and if it is a normal file, then you will see hyphen. So this permission is also very important, and this is like a very important interview question as well. So what are these? You have to, so first one I already mentioned, this gives you the type of directory or file. So you know that this is a directory if it is D, and if it is hyphen, then it's just a normal file. Now the first set, like here, this you are seeing here that I have highlighted, this is for the owner. So owner has read, write, and execute permission. And second, third character, three next character is read, write, and execute. It is for the group. And the last one is for like guest or any other user. Ubuntu system can have many users, and this is how you will give the permission accordingly. What exactly somebody need to access the file, or maybe he or she should not be having access, then you can revoke the accesses. Same goes with the files as well that I have explained you. Later I will show you with the change mode command how you can change those permissions. This is very easy. There is something called that you need to know. 4 is for read, 2 is for write, and 1 is for execute access. I will show you later, but for now it's good enough to know the basics. Let's proceed. What I also have created a page that will give you the kind of overview and what we are trying to do here. So this pwd command we already saw, ls command we already saw. Okay, another important thing here, when I have listed out these two files and folders, then you don't see the hidden files here. In order to see the hidden files, you need to add -a, and it will list out all the hidden files as well. So By default, hidden files will not show up in normal ls command, but later you can just see if basically most of these files are profile and system, and you should not be manually modifying it. Just for the protecting these files, it has been hidden from like normal ls command. Another command is if you'd like to navigate to, let's say we have this here here I have a directory project. If you'd like to navigate to project, you simply do cd and you will go inside a project folder. You can again check what are the files available inside folder. You can go ahead and see in a detail as well, like what are the files and when this was created and all such things. Now this is about navigating the files and file systems. Now next set of command, that is file management, and here we will see how you can, let me clear the screen. By the way, if you run clear, then it will clear the terminal for you and you can start again typing next command. So how you do create new folder. In order to create a new folder, you use a make directory command, and you can create like a my directory, and it will be available here in your current directory. So there is nothing inside my directory as of now, because we have not created any file or something. But let's go inside make my directory, and we can create a file like normal text file. The way we do it, there are three ways that you can do that. First, you can use like simply touch command, and you just keep the name of file, so like maybe file 01.txt. so you will see this file is now inside this my directory. By the way, there is very important command tree that will give you the tree like structure of the whole file and folder. For example, if I go to my home directory, this is my home directory, and if you would like to see the whole tree like structure of your home directory, so you can see right now in my home directory I have this project as a folder, and then I have server.log as a, let's say like normal file. Inside project you have my directory that I have just created here here at the very beginning, and then we also created this file 01, and these files are empty, but it will give you the location, like the tree like structure, at what location what files are available, and etc. Tree command by default is not available, so you need to something like apt in order to install something in Ubuntu environment. Apt install tree apt get install sudo apt install, and then we will give the tree. Tree is already installed, so you, like in your case, you might need to install it again. Let me clear this one. Now we have seen these are the files available and the folders available in my home directory. So if you would like to write something, let's say inside file 01, again you need to go to cd and then project and then my directory, and let's say file my directory, and here you have file 01 txt. In order to write something, you can use Vim editor. This is very advanced editor. You will get this terminal open to write into file, you need to press I to go to insert mode. This is file 01. Yeah, hello, hello there. You can write something, maybe you can print hello from file 01. Anyway, this is just for testing purpose, so we don't have to be super creative here. And you press escape, so you come out of insert mode, and then you write WQ and you write and quit. And now in order to see the content inside a file, use the cat command. So with the help of cat command, you can see these, like what is inside this file. There is another way to write something inside a file, and that is also very important. This is called like a redirect operator. So before that, let's see what is echo command. Echo command is just, it's like a print. So yeah, it will just write into terminal. Yeah. Also, to create an environment variable, this, for example, if you're a Docker container or something, you create this environment variable with the help of export command. So for example, API key, and then you write something like if it is a API key. Yeah. And you can read this, like you can print this API key with the help of echo command, and it will get printed something like this. So all the environment variable can be accessed through this dollar symbol, and then you can just simply print it. This is also very helpful in case the CI/CD pipeline fails, maybe some access issue or keys not right or something. You can take echo command. You can use echo command, and then it will give you what is the current state of the environment variable, and what is the issue, whether this is populated properly or not. So my point is, if you would like to write something inside a file, you can use redirect operator as well. So for example, echo, and you write like hi Ranjit, and you will redirect this one to file 01.txt. We will see what will happen after we execute this command. So right now we have this file 0.1, right? Let's see the content of this file 0.1 file here. So you have noticed here the file content was with 3 different text, but right now it has been overwritten by this command, this redirect operator. So this redirect operator, and if you would like to append something after this, like if we wanted to keep all this content and then we just would like to insert something beneath this one, then you could have used this double operator, double redirect or double greater than. And again, if I write something like not cat but echo command, let's say we already have this API key, right? Here API key, we can write API key and file 01.txt. So if I now see the content of file, this one, you can see the API key has been yeah, I made a mistake, and that is my intention was to insert this something like this one. So now you can see the API key is being inserted at the bottom, and it did not delete the content of file. So this is also very important interview question. So what is the difference between double redirect and single redirect? So this is how you will execute. Another important command is pipe command. So here you are taking the input from one command, and the output of, like, let's say if I use ps command aux, and by the way, ps aux is like it gives you the processes currently running in your system, and there are so many processes, we don't know which processes. And if you would like to filter something here, you can use grep command. So ps and aux, you do this pipe command, so output of this whole thing will act as an input for all like next command. And you can just grab, let's say you'd like to see the Python, right? Python related processes. So all these three is, it is like a filtering. Okay, so now grep command has the output of this process command has acted as an input of the next set of commands. So pipe command and redirect and double redirect, this is very important interview question. You should be really aware about these commands. Let me clear the screen and let's see what are the next set of commands. So we have seen how you can create a file. Now cp mbn rm. So in order to let me just go to the home directory, and now you see I have currently, this is the structure. For example, if you would like to, let's say, copy this file 01 in my current directory, so you can do that. You can use cp command, and this is, you write the source here, source and destination. So source would be this file we would like to copy in our current directory, so we give project and my directory, and now you give the file name, and then this is the current directory where we would like to copy. And now if we see this file 01 is now available in our current directory. Before it wasn't here. So use the cp command in order to move a file. Like for example, if I would like to move this server.log inside project folder, then move will remove this file and it will just move from this location to inside the project. Very simple. Again, source and destination. The source would be server, this one, and we would like to move to our project folder. Yeah, see, the server.log has been moved to the project folder, and before it was in different folder, like it was in current directory, but now it is in project directory. So again, if you would like to remove file, delete file, then use rm. By the way, okay, this is very simple. If you would like to delete file 01, you can just skip the name and it will remove. So you can see the file 01 is gone from the current directory. This is important because if, let's say, if you would like to remove a folder or directory, it will not allow you to delete. So let me show you this one. You cannot delete because this is a directory. To delete directory, there is you need to force it, and recursively you have to delete. So now you will see this this my directory folder has been deleted from this project folder. Okay, moving on to cat, we have already seen. Let's take a look at how less head and tail works. So now we have, let me copy this file cp, so okay, project, and we have server.log, and we would like to copy this one. So now this server.log file is available in our system, in current directory. If you do something like server.log, it will give you like a huge set of lines, and it's not very readable and friendly, especially if you are going through a log file and you'd like to basically see the latest record, not the entire file. Or maybe if you like to see a few records from the top of the file or maybe bottom of the file. So in this case, a less command is being used, and you can give the file name. Less command will list out, let's say, 20 lines of text from the top, and yeah, when you press enter, then this is how you navigate. In order to quit, you just simply press Q and you will come out of this. Tail is something, it will give like a 10 lines of code from the bottom, and if you'd like to see more, then you can do like 20. If you like to see the 20 lines from the bottom, then you can give -20 as a parameter. Head is again, if you'd like to see the 25 from the top, you can use head operator. and head will list out 20 lines of text from the top. So these three command, especially the tell command, is very helpful in order to, let's say if you are trying to debug some logs on the server, then this will be helpful. Next set of command, how do you search something? So let me clear this one. Now we have this like a tree, like we have this one folder. Inside the one folder we have 3 files, and one file currently we have it here. Now let's say if you would like to search all the Python files available in your directory or subdirectory, you can simply use find command. It's a very powerful command, and it will, so I would like to search in my current directory, and by default it will search in like a child directory as well. So all the embedded directory within your current directory, it will go ahead and look for these files. And in order to give the name, I will simply, let's say, any file with the any Python file that I would like to search. So here you can see I have 2 files, app.py and server.py, and it has just listed out here. So grep command we already saw. Grep command is nothing but let me show you. Now we have this okay, let me look at like 20 lines of text inside this server.log. So here you see like something like a time style, okay, or anything, directories or anything that you would like to search. It will grep command will search inside a file, then match with the text, and it will give you the output. So in order to access run this search for a particular string, use grep, and then you give like a search string what you are looking. Let's say I'm looking for argument right here, and you give server.log, and grep command will some sort of like, it will list out all the lines where you have these arguments. So inside this file we have the text with like different text, and these arguments, yeah, these 3 lines contains the argument. By the way, I have created this server.log file. There is another command you can use, ls-help, and it will, if you like, in case you get confused what is the parameter and all, yeah, here we have already seen like --a, that to see the list all the hidden files. So the help command will give you the more options what is needed for a particular command, and you can again like a help not help, let's say if I use like cp, right, cp -help, and you can use redirect, and let's say server, I don't know, cp help txt, and here you can see like all this cp help, all these things being copied inside inside this cp help text. So this is another, like to search files and all. Locate by default is not available, you need to install the locate thing. Let me run this locate. Okay, locate is not available. We need to sudo apt install something called plocate. Now locate command is available, and if you would like to locate particular, let's say Python, then it will list out all the directories. It doesn't matter in your current folder, parent folder, root directory, and everywhere. Whenever it finds Python, it will just list out here. So this is helpful in case you're looking for a particular file inside like whole server. So this will help you to find those files. Anyway, most of the time you use find command, not this locate, because I think locate is really not necessary always. Another command is to change the permission. Okay, like I have explained you before, when we see the details of a file, it will list out the corresponding permissions. So first three character would be first character will give you the type of file. So if it is file, then you see the hyphen. If it is directory, you see the D. And read, write, and execute. So execute is currently not available for CPA text. In order to add this one, you use change mode plus X, and then you give the file name. And now if you see, the execute permission is available for all three. In order to revoke the permission, so right now, for example, if I would like to keep the permission only for the owner of file, and remove permission for all of other, like group and the guest or other user, then you can do change mode. I mentioned 4 is for read, 2 is for write, and 1 is for execute permission. So here we would like to give this full permission, read, write, and execute, to like current user, owner of this file. So I like, you have to just sum up 4 to 1 is basically 7. So I will do something like a change mode 7. If I do 0 0, then it will revoke the permission from the group and the others, and you will just give this file. And now if I see the details, you can see only owner have this read, write, and execute permission, and others, like, they cannot even read this file. So this is how you control the access for a particular file. And you can also change the owner. So we know that root is a user as well. So if you would like to change mode to, let's say, change owner, and you have to give root and cp file, cp operation not permitted. Okay, so if you do sudo, yeah. Now if I look at here, now you can see the owner for this file has been changed to root. And let's say if I try to access, like cat with cat command cp, it should give the error because we don't have the permission. So currently I am logged in as a Ubuntu user, and yeah, that is how, like, it does not have the permission. You can still do the sudo, and this will print out. Yeah, with the help of sudo command, it will give you the admin access, and this is how you can control the access for a particular file or folder or process or whatever. Another command is ps command, ps I already shown you. Top command is to monitor the process. So you use top, and it will list out all the processes that is running by what user and how much CPU memories are being consumed. You can just see it here. This is also helpful in order to debug something. On the top you can see the summary. There are one running process, 102 is sleeping. Yeah, this is just details. Memory, total memory is 943 MB, 172 is completely free, 320 is being used, and 546 is in cache or buffer. So this is the top command. You can create some kind of monitoring tool out of this command. Kill command is to kill some processes. So if you execute this one, many times it happens that Java is running in the background, it is not responding, so you need to kill those processes. In order to know the process ID, you have to run this ps command, and I've shown you before. By using the pipe command, you can filter the Java related processes, and this is how you kill the process. So use -9 or -9 just to force stop those processes. Disk utilization and DU is, again, you can take a look. df minus, if I run df simply, it will give me the, let's say we have all these files and folders, and what is the memory size, it's all in the kb, like, yeah, kilobyte. If you would like to read it in more human readable format, then now it is in MB. You can see we have this disk, and this is like 2.5 GB is being used, 1.4 is available, and all sort of thing. Again, free command, you can take a look how many memories are free. Again, human readable, more. So this we have already seen in the top command. Networking ping is really important. So suppose if you'd like to check the internet connection from your system, then you do some ping to some server, google.com. This is the IP for google.com, 142.251.141.446. By the way, with the help of this IP also you can access google.com. So if I cancel that one, it will give me the summary: 19 received, 0 packet lost, and time this one. So that means I already have a network connection and my system is able to connect to google.com. So for example, if you have a server and you would like to connect to this server to your local machine, then you can run this ping command, and if it is not working, that means you don't have permission to access the server, and it is also possible your network is not working in this, so you need to debug. So this command is really helpful to do some kind of debugging in case of network. Curl command, I already mentioned. This curl command is essential for API request and all. So you use curl and then you give some kind of, so if I run this one, then basically I'm hitting the URL from GitHub, and you are seeing the result here. And wget command to download a file. So if I do the same, like wget, if I do this like wget, then you will see one, yeah, you can see HTML index.html file has been created. You can see the content inside index.html. It's exactly same what we have seen in the cat command, what we have seen in the curl command. So this is for wget. You need to give the URL for a particular file or location, and it will download certain files. SSH to connect to any server on port 22. Usually when you have a virtual machine on AWS, this is how you access with the PEM file. So scp command is again helpful in case you like to copy something from your local system to the server. So you use scp and then you give the file. This file is probably on your local system, and this server, and this is like a temp. This folder structure should be available in the server, and this is how you will copy the file. Apt installed, we already saw. Apt installed git. So here if I don't have git, okay, we already have a git, but let's say I don't have docker, right? Docker. So you can install docker, apt install docker.io. So this command is helpful for Ubuntu or Ubuntu based systems. You have to use this apt command to install. For other CentOS and all, you use yum command, and this is how you install. Another important command is tar or zip. Zip is cross-platform, and tar is basically the gun zip, and this is common across Linux. So you can also take a look. Like C is to create a zip file. So for example here, let me clear the screen. So if I use this tree, imagine if I would like to create a zip file for this this index.html, I will use star and C for like to create the to create the GIF file, and Z it uses like a gun format, and the file name is index, index dot tar concept, and you give the file name, it's index dot html, and yeah, cannot send no such file or directory to previous errors. Okay, we already have index.html, text.html. Okay, now you can see we have created a compressed file from index.html, and to uncompress it, you simply do like tar, and you basically extract, so you don't use C anymore. You use file name, you give index.tree, and then index.html is being created here. Okay, so this is how you will compress and uncompress the file. Now the next command is user related. So who am I and id user. Export we already saw. Echo command we already saw. systemctl is basically the service status. So if I would like to see some services, yeah, nginx for example, it is not running in my system, so you will not find anything. But let's say if I check this on python 3, python is also not here. If like check some java is also not here. But this is helpful to, let's say, like for example, if you like to stop a docker service, then you can use ctl stop and docker. Netstat is, again, it will give you the list of processes with the port. DNS lookup is, again, you can use as a networking debugging. awk command is again super helpful. So let me explain it a bit more. So we have these many files. We have index.html. So if I do index.html, okay, now let me do not index but cp, this one. Okay, permission is denied. Let me go to project folder and ls, and now you see the server log. So let's say cat server.log. Then you have these many text available inside the server log. So imagine if it is a CSV file or something, if you like to print the first character, first word of like this line, like list, ignore, then usage, then argument, then options, even you can print like a third, second, or whatever. Use this awk command, so it will filter out the data and it will print here. So I can use awk, and then I will give like print, and it should give me this like a first column. I can also print like let's say fourth column, and we will give the file name server.log, not AWS but awk command, this one. So okay, there is syntax error. We need to add this thing. Yeah, so it's interesting. Okay, now it is working, because before I added double quote. So yeah, this was the issue. So it has listed out ignore print usage, basically the first column of all these files. Similarly, I can also print the second one, third one. Yeah, so this is very helpful if you are let's say working on CSV file or something, then you can use of this command. Pipe we already saw, redirect we already saw. This one basically overwrites the file, and another one is append the file. Git command, it's quite extensive, so it is not possible to cover in this video, but basically Git is that everybody knows nowadays. So yeah, here you have the Git status, but you can have like a git commit -m, and then you put the message, then git pull, git push. So Docker is again docker.ps, it will list out all Docker processes. Kubernetes, kubectl, htop, Vim editor we already saw. Nano is very similar to Vim, but it's more user friendly. History, cell, so you will, for example, whatever I have executed command, you can see in history, and let me redirect and create something like a history.txt. so if I do ls, then you can do like a cat history. So this is also helpful in case, so I have executed like 232 commands, and you can see everything is here. This is also helpful in case if you are in a server and then you don't know what are the commands that somebody has executed, you can use history command to list out all the previous executed commands, and you can get the idea what command has been executed, and what is the previous developer, what they want to do with those commands. So clear command, we have been saying this one all along the video, and this basically cleared the terminal. So basically that's it for this video. We have covered all the basic stuff that we needed in order to do some kind of basic debugging of Linux machine server in case of issues, when you find some issue with the application or something. So as a developer, this is expected. You can also take a look online. You can practice it. So this is you can write some like shell scripting. You can do some kind of automation, for example, copying a file every day from one location to another location, maybe cleaning up some file, and all such things you can do with the help of Linux commands. So thank you for watching the video. I will share this whole list in the description, and you can take a look by yourself, and see you in the next video.